Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cynder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Tony Morris, and Tony is Executive Director of the Rona Barrett Foundation. Welcome, Tony.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to be here with you.
Oh, yeah. Boy, I'm just so glad you're here because I want to hear everything that's going on with the foundation, with Rona Barrett, and all the fabulous things you folks are doing over in the Valley.
Yeah.
So where would you like to start?
Well, I guess it makes sense to start with the lady whose vision inspired all this great work, and that's Rona Barrett herself. I'm sure a lot of your viewers know that Rona started her career back in the 60s and 70s as the leading entertainment reporter in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And after she retired and moved up to the San Ynez Valley, she felt inspired to do something bigger, something to give back. And so she started her foundation to help low-income seniors with affordable housing and wellness and health-related services. And Rona and I talk almost every day, and she will tell you that her work in Hollywood was important, but what she's doing now far surpasses that work.
Oh,
it's that important.
That is very sweet because what she's doing now is so important.
Yeah, she realized early on that there was definitely a need because the baby boomers were aging and they were they were living longer. And as you live longer, you need additional services and programs and activities, and you also need a place to live. So Rona said there's got to be some solutions, and that's what inspired her really to start this foundation, is to come up with some tangible solutions to address this need that wasn't going to go away. She called it the gray tsunami.
Oh, the gray tsunami.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's pretty good. So she started the foundation, and when was that? In
2000. She started in 2000, and initially she started off making contributions to existing nonprofits like the food banks that were assisting seniors. But she, like I said, she knew there was something bigger that needed to happen. And one day she had a little napkin on her table, and she was drawing out these little notes that says Golden Inn and Village, and that's how the idea was born, to create this low-income senior living complex that is now open in the San Ynez Valley. The first phase was called the Golden Inn and Village, and I think they opened the doors to that 7 years ago. 7 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
It seems like it's been around longer than that, but just 7 years.
Right.
Huh? So golden, probably like golden years.
Oh yeah.
That sort of. Golden Village.
Yeah, and I'll never forget the first day it opened. You want me to tell you what it was like?
I love it.
The first day it opened, again, it was 7 years ago, and we were anticipating that these seniors who were going to be living in this low-income facility, these seniors would be arriving with, rental vans, with their furniture, with their belongings. That wasn't the case. The seniors showed up, some carrying like 2 paper sacks.
Oh, golly.
And that was what they had. Some had been living in cars.
Oh.
Some had been doing what they call, is it sofa surfing?
Oh, yeah, couch surfing.
Couch surfing.
Yeah.
Couch surfing. So they didn't really have a permanent place. So when they showed up, they had no beds, they had no dressers, etc. So we put out an all-points bulletin into the community. And I will tell you this, people showed up with extra beds, extra towels, utensils, plates, everything. It was a beautiful, very special day. I still get emotional whenever I think about that. I got goosebumps. I still get emotional when I think about that day.
So how did she make that leap in her mind? How did she become aware of the seniors that were so low income?
Well, Rona reads everything. The Los Angeles Times, the New York Times. She watches. She stays in front of what's happening.
Okay.
If anything, she's also in tune. She's a forecaster. Like, she can see things that's coming. So if we're not prepared, we're going to get surprised. And so, like I said, she saw this gray tsunami that was coming, and she was like, "We got to do something about this." So she became not only the founder and the CEO of this nonprofit, the Rona Barrett Foundation, but in her own way, she became, as a senior advocate.
Oh, gotcha.
Being a champion for what seniors really do need at certain points of their life, their golden years. So when this happened, this idea to create the Golden Inn and Village, the Housing Authority of the County of Santa Barbara read an article about Rona's vision. I think it was in one of the local newspapers here. And she got a phone call from the then president of the Housing Authority of the County of Santa Barbara. Said, "We want to be your partner."
Oh, gosh.
And that's when the magic started to happen.
Oh.
So the Rona Barrett Foundation partnered with the Housing Authority of the County of Santa Barbara and was able to get, the Rona Barrett Foundation raised the funds to purchase the actual property. And that's a story in itself.
Oh, God.
Rona knew that was the location at the corner of North Refugio Road and the highway that goes through 146, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 140. That corner lot, she just knew that was the perfect spot for it. But it had been going in and out of escrow with other projects.
Oh.
So when it finally went out that last time, excuse me, we were able to have raised money to purchase the lot. And then we partnered with the Housing Authority, and the next thing you know, hammers, nails, buildings are going up, and it happened. But that wasn't the end of the story.
I'm sure not.
Rona was like, there's still something missing. We need something for seniors to age in place. Oh. Meaning, because it's an independent living facility, the Golden Inn. It's beautiful. If you haven't been,
yes, I've seen it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it has full-size apartments with kitchens. And there's plenty of activities that the Rona Barrett Foundation provides at no cost to the seniors. Everything from field trips to a food program, fitness programs, hairstyling, a whole plethora of different activities. But if there comes a time for seniors that need additional services, where would they go? So, as fate would have it, we had another parcel of land adjacent to the Golden Inn and Village. So Rona again got out her little napkin
oh, golly.
And said, this one's going to be called Harry's house.
Ah.
Her father's name was Harry.
Oh, okay.
And he was also her inspiration for her philanthropical efforts and for giving back to to those less fortunate. It's a beautiful story. So anyway, we again looked at okay, who do we need to partner with? We had the land, and we had already been working with the Housing Authority. So, but we knew that this one needed to be slightly different because it was going to be for perhaps a senior that was even more frail, but who still wanted to have independent living. So we partnered with the Housing Authority again, and then we enlisted the Parsons Family Management Company, which is a nonprofit. They work with Garden Court and Hope, Gardens on Hope. Janelle Parsons and her organization. So it was a three-way partnership, and we were able to create Harry's House, which has additional services like a full meal program, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week, because these units have like galley kitchens. They don't have full-size kitchens because, again, some seniors may not be in a capacity to actually cook their own meals. Housekeeping, a whole wider array of services. What we call a services package. So Harry's House is a little bit different model, but it still supports low-income seniors who still want to live independently, but it needs to be affordable.
So enter the foundation. That's what you folks do. That you are always raising all this money so that it can be affordable.
Right.
So tell me how that works.
Well, it's with a lot of nonprofits, it's an ongoing effort.
Yeah.
And sometimes all it starts is that one donor that really believes in your project. And from day one, we were very fortunate to have those believers that Rona's onto something here. And once that started, it kind of had a snowball effect, and that's how we were able to get the Golden Inn Village constructed. But like everybody, every year we have a major fundraiser. This year we had a tribute to the Beatles.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, and it was called Rona Hold Your Hand.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How funny is
It was
that?
a lot of fun. And and then previous years we did an Italian theme. One year we did a tribute to Woodstock. So like everybody, we have a major fundraiser. We have our annual giving campaign, which is currently underway. So you can go to our website, RonaBarrettFoundation.org, and there's a donate now button.
Yes,
so,
good.
So feel free to make a tax deductible donation.
Good.
Because every little dollar really does make a positive impact on the lives of these low-income senior citizens, many of whom are veterans. And like I mentioned earlier, some had been homeless, some had been sleeping in their cars.
Gosh.
Yeah, so it really warms the heart to see that these people really do have a nice, safe, and warm, beautiful place to call home.
That must be so rewarding.
Yeah.
For you and for her.
Oh, yeah. What was it? It was recently. Rona and I were having lunch at the new Harry's House, which recently opened. We have 60 new apartments at Harry's House. It's now open. We were having lunch, and if one person came up to her, 12 people, 13 people came up to her and said, "Oh, thank you. You have no idea."
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, because they were truly grateful to be able to live in a place that had not only a roof over their heads, but had all the programs and services that they really do need.
Yeah, sounds like you really do a high-class operation, and the foundation, oh, bless you for raising all that money. No wonder those folks appreciate it so much.
Yeah, Rona she's a true dynamo. If it hadn't been for her, first of all, her vision, her tenacity, her determination, and just good old-fashioned chutzpah, it never would have happened.
Yeah.
But it took her leadership and then her helping to make those connections through her foundation. And we're very fortunate also to have a great board of directors that's very supportive. You know how important those boards are to help us make the other additional connections that we need to make within the community and to help us attract those donors so that we can keep our mission afloat, because we still got a lot of work to do.
Oh, well, I'm sure she's going to have more visions, huh?
Oh, absolutely. And that's interesting you should say that, because when the Golden Inn and Village was completed, it actually won 2 national recognition awards.
Really?
One for the actual facility itself, and then one for the concept of all the programs and services. And when that happened, several people, including some of the local politicians and civic leaders here, came to Rona and said, you've got a blueprint for something that could be replicated not only elsewhere in the county, but in California, if not the entire country.
Yes.
You have a nonprofit working closely with a housing official organization, and you create kind of a joint entity, and next thing you know, you're able to make a difference for so many seniors. Because like I mentioned earlier, the demographics are there. The baby boomers are going to continue to age, and they're living longer, so there's got to be some more solutions than besides the Golden Inn Village and Harry's House.
Yeah. So what does she think about that? Does that excite her?
Oh,
or?
Yeah.
Oh.
She really knows that there's certainly a need, and she has spent the last 25 years raising her voice for this cause. And the good news is, people are listening. The right people are listening. And that includes donors, government officials, the seniors themselves. They're like, oh, thank you. We've actually got somebody speaking up for us. Because Rona has said it time and time again. She goes, these people cannot be forgotten. And she has said it with such drive and determination. You're like, okay, put her up on the pedestal. Give her that microphone. Let her tell everybody.
Oh gosh, well, good for her.
Yeah, she's a true inspiration.
And so you have some staff as well, staff members?
Yeah, we at the Golden Inn Village, we have two wonderful ladies. We have a small staff, two wonderful, who not only coordinate all the activities, but they also are like liaisons. Like if they need some services, like arranging doctor's appointments, they help coordinate that on their behalf. So it's not just doing all the fun bingo activities or the movie nights or the arts and crafts classes. They also actually provide them with some assistance when it comes to helping them find the additional services they may require.
Gotcha.
We're also very fortunate we have partnered with different other healthcare agencies in town, such as VNA Health, and others to provide like medical screenings, so like blood pressure clinics. We have a chiropractor that comes in twice a month to provide services. We have a podiatrist that comes in twice a month to provide services, for seniors who are living there. So we really try to think it out, what are the activities and the programs that these people need, and we, like I said, if we can't do it ourselves, we partner with those who can.
Oh, and that's a powerful model right there.
Right. Well, it's funny. It's kind of an easy thing to say, the Golden Inn and Village. Well, it really does take a village to keep the Golden Inn and Village going.
Right.
Yeah.
And so speaking of a village, so you also invite volunteers to help out.
Oh yeah. Now, like with many organizations during COVID, the volunteer program had to be shut down because we could, for safety and health concerns, we couldn't have people coming into the facility, but it's been restarted, and we've been very fortunate to have a number of youth students who want to participate.
How great is that?
Oh yeah, and to see, like teenagers bonding with senior citizens is just so special. And we're very fortunate to have the high school that's just across the street, literally, from the Golden Inn Village. And a lot of high school students have to do a number of community service hours.
Course, yeah.
So it's a win-win. And then we have a lot of retirees who want to come in because they want to do something to help others. And then a lot of different civic clubs, like the Rotary Club, will step in and help out. I know that even the Rotary Club of Montecito, which I'm a member of, they did a food drive to help with their food program at the Golden Inn. So everybody kind of does their part.
So that is wonderful. So now, let's say somebody's watching this and they want to be a volunteer. So how do they do that? Do they go on your website?
Probably the best thing to do would be to go on our website, for starters, the Rona Barrett Foundation.org, and to look at the different programs and activities that are currently offered. And you may think, they have an arts and crafts class. I'd love to help out in that area. So if you can identify areas in which you want to contribute, that would be a good start. Or if you look and see the different programs that are listed, and you're like, wait, they don't have a program for this, and I'm really good at that.
Oh, golly.
Bring it to us. We'd love to have it. And you can also call our number, 805-688-8887. But there's links to volunteer on our actual website, so that'd probably be the best place.
Great. So somebody could go to your website, find out all about volunteering. While they're there, they could make a tax-deductible donation.
We'd love that.
Yeah. And really to find out more about the history and all the things that are going on. And what about a tour? Do you give tours to people who are kind of interested in finding out? Naturally,
it'd be nice if we could coordinate that in advance because we want to make sure we have somebody there to give the tours. Yeah. Because like I said, we do have a small staff, and we're pretty busy with the activities and the programs. But Rona loves to give tours. I love to give tours because it's such a special place. Yeah. And I know we've had several government leaders that actually have toured the facility, and they're the ones who've echoed sentiments that, this should be replicated.
Yeah.
What was it? It was several years ago. the state of California's housing director actually had a all hands on meeting at the Golden Inn Village because he wanted his staff to actually see an example of how something like this could be replicated.
Wow. And so how does a person, can they go on the website and find out how to apply to be there?
Oh, that's a
live
great
there?
question. The Rona Barrett Foundation does not do the application processing for residencies. What we do is we partner, like I said earlier, with the Housing Authority of the County of Santa Barbara, and they're the ones who take the applications. You can go to their website, the Housing Authority of the County of Santa Barbara's website, do an online application for not only Harry's, the Golden Inn Village, but also for the new building, Harry's House. And then the Housing Authority will make sure that you qualify because it is a low-income facility, and you have to be 62 years or older to qualify. You submit the application, they review it, and they'll put you on the wait list. We do have a wait list.
I bet you do.
There is such a need, Cynder, for
Tony,
this
this is so, thank you so much for all that important work that you're doing. And please pass on our thanks to Rona.
Oh, I will. She said to tell you hello.
Oh, yes.
And that she's very appreciative that we got to be featured on the show today.
Great. And thanks for coming on the show to tell us all about this.
That was my pleasure. I loved it.
And thanks for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.